my friend Kira, and we're here today to teach you how to play an ukulele with our song that we're going to be learning for Earth Day, which is called Back to the Earth, and it is recorded by Jason Mraz. So, Kira, how long have you been playing ukulele?
I've been playing for about 2 years.
Cool. I have to say, how did you learn?
I took lessons.
All right. So Kira has been professionally trained. I, on the other hand, have been self-taught. So you're going to see some differences in how Kira and I use our instruments, especially how we play our different chords. And what's great about the ukulele is that's kind of the way it goes. Whatever works best for you is going to be what works for you. There's really no hard, fast rules like in recorder where you have to use your left hand on the top and you use your right hand on the bottom. Ukulele, there's a little more freedom. So you're going to have to find what works for you. So before we start, we are going to tune our instruments. And Kira, what do you use typically when you tune yours?
I use this tuner.
Okay, so you have it clipped at the top. And how does it work?
So I take the string and I just pluck it and I see whether the bar, if it's green, then that's good. But if it's if it's just a normal color and it's slightly off from the middle, then that's bad.
And all you have to do is what? If it's off.
Yeah, if it's off, then I just turn the knobs to make it go either direction.
Yeah, so you keep testing it. I just got one of these tuners myself for Christmas, but before I didn't have one. So you don't need one to tune your ukulele if you don't have a tuner that you can clip on to the end. You can find apps or you can go online and find a website that plays the note for you, and then you listen to it and you try to match the sound of it on yours. So Kira, what's one website that's good to go visit?
There's gettune.com.
That's the one that I always used to use, and sometimes I still do if I don't have my tuner handy. It's get, and then there's a little dash in between tuned.com. And there's others too, right?
Yeah.
There's Uke Buddy, and there's different ones that you can go to. But if you just Googled it, ukulele tuner, you're going to find plenty of different sites to go to. But those you have to use your ear, and you try to match the tune or the tone of your string. So why don't we get started on teaching them some of the chords that they're going to need to know. There's 3 main chords for Back to the Earth. And Kira, you're going to show us our first one, which is a G. So would you show us how your fingers go and where on the frets? First we should tell them what's a fret and what the strings are.
Okay, so the top string, if you're looking at the ukulele from up here, the string closest to you is the G string. And then the next string down is the C string. The next string down is the E string. And the last string on the very bottom is the A string.
And you're going to need those when you tune your ukulele too, because those are the sounds you want to match. If you have a piano that's in tune, you can use that as well. You don't need a computer or an app to do that. You can tune it to your piano if you want to as well. So let's go back to the chords, and our first chord for this song is a G. So how do you play a G on the ukulele?
So you take your pointer finger and you put it on the 2nd fret of the C string, and then you take your middle finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the A string, and then you take your ring finger and put it on the 3rd fret of the E string.
Awesome. So let's see how it sounds. Yeah, that's our G. And that's our first one that we're going to be playing when we play Back to the Earth. Now, you can strum different ways. When you're first learning, you can just simply do a down strum, or you can do a up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Kira, what do you like to use when you do yours?
I was certain strum pattern.
Okay.
But for example, in ukulele club, we normally just do down, up, down.
Okay. So that's good to know. And I noticed that Kira uses a different finger to strum. Which finger do you use?
I use my pointer finger.
And I use my thumb. So it kind of is whatever seems to work for you. So we've got our G chord down. Next we're going to learn how to play our D chord because that's next. So Kira, how do you put your fingers to play D?
So I put my ring finger on the second fret of the E string, and then it's kind of funny because I'm able to bend my finger, my middle finger, to play two strings instead of just one. And so that can play the second fret of both the G string and the C string.
So let's hear how it sounds. Fantastic. And Kira does hers in a completely different way than I learned myself. When I taught myself how to play, I kind of do this awkward squishing thing for my D. So on mine, I use my pointer finger on the second fret on the G string. And then on the C string, I use my middle finger, kind of squish it right in there on the second fret. And again, on the second fret, I am using my ring finger to push down the E string. So they're all kind of squished in there like that when I play my D. Probably not the most efficient way to play a D, but it's the way I do it. So I've also seen other people put their pointer finger on this string first and then go around with the other two. So it's really up to you. You're going to see probably different diagrams on the internet and different things. As long as you have these first three strings pushed in the second fret. And when I say push, you really do have to push kind of hard. If you take a peek at the tops of my fingertips, there's some indentations where those strings go. And it does kind of hurt first when you're learning how to play, but your fingers will toughen up at the top and they'll get a lot more used to playing. But don't be afraid to push down hard because that's going to make the sound much nicer. And our final chord, so we've got our G that Kira taught us and our D that we both learned, and our final chord for this song is a C. So how do we do that? Probably our simplest chord.
This chord is really easy because all you need to do is take your ring finger and put it on the third fret of the A string.
Okay, so this is our easiest chord of this song. So when we start our song, we're going to play it, Kira and I, to the tempo of the real song. And Jason Mraz is going to be singing, and we're just going to accompany him. But when you're first learning at home, it might take you a little bit of time to get used to switching your fingers into those various positions. So don't be discouraged if at first it takes you time. You get the G and you're doing it, and then you got to say, okay, now it's D, D, D. How do I make a D, D? And then we play the D, okay, and then you go back to the C. Oh, there it is, there it is. So just don't be discouraged because it'll take some time. But then as you get better, you can find the song online or in iTunes, and if you download it, you can start playing a little bit faster. It just takes muscle memory for your fingers to know where to go. So we're going to turn on the music now and play along. There is one A in the bridge, and we're just going to play on through, and we'll try to signal it later. I'll put something on the video so you know where to play the A. All right. So we can look forward to our Earth Day celebration. and we hope that you have a good time learning this song too.